Hey there, guys. This is Robin Hood and Hannibal Bonaparte.
And we are going to bring you guys here a pretty awesome 2v2 we just played. And we're playing on the terrible Koyazin Temple map.
Yep.
Very unappealing for Follow the Samurai battles.
Yeah, this
It's got,
giant hill's annoying.
yeah,
It's
it's got
just badly
some
set up.
pretty massive hills. We're playing against these two guys, Apollo and Yen Smoky.
Yeah, it's smoky.
And so, they've brought some pretty nice armies. Let's actually go through their armies first.
Yeah,
Uh,
ours is a bit of surprise.
mhm.
So, well, we're gonna have a problem telling Smokey's army, but
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
But we can probably tell Apollo's right here.
Yeah,
Apollo's got 2 units of bear infantry in his front line. He's got a white bear and a black bear flanking an Infanterie de Marine, but it does not have 150 range, so it is less powerful than it could be. And then the second line, more black bear infantry. Third line, he's got the white tiger force, and fourth line, some Yari Kachi, and then his general.
yeah,
Um,
and then from what I remember of Smokey's army, he had mainly, I believe it was Red Bear infantry and a United States Marine. Then he had some spear levy and such too. But he had some cav too. There's some hidden cav in the forest in the right also. You fought
right.
that though. What was that?
That was, I believe, just 2 units of Yari Ki, slightly
Yeah.
veteran, but nothing major.
And then my
And
opponent had the same, so
yeah, 2 units of very minorly veteran Yari Ki. So that's our opponent's armies pretty much. And I think they're 5-star each, maybe 5-star and 6-star, but this was still a medium funds battle. Robin Hood is just barely on this cusp of getting the large funds battles. So, and
yeah.
Ayers just spammed me right there. So hope he doesn't keep that one up. Anyway, so how about we talk about our armies now? You want to start
Yes.
off with yours?
Okay, we'll start off with mine. So mine is the less, let's say, abnormal of our armies, but we were going for something just, we were in this to have fun and try to do something that you would not see. So I have these four white bear infantry, and you'd think, oh, that's pretty normal. The way I use them is by no means normal, but we'll get to that later. Then I've got a katana katri and several cavalry. I've got a saber cav, two of them, two yarikai, a shogunate guard cavalry, and this carbine cavalry in the woods, and then obviously General Nico right there. And then Hannibal, you can go ahead and talk about your army.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to notice is that the guard cavalry units have inspiring auras. They encourage nearby units. So actually, if you look on the mini map here, as you can see all these tiny little circles.
Yeah.
Those are all of our little, radiuses of encouragement. The general has one around him, but all of these units do as well. So our army actually has a lot of really good morale, which is really important with what my build has. It's pretty much all rush. I have not a single unit of line infantry or regular gun infantry.
Gun infantry, yeah.
I've got 3 units of Shogunate Guard Cavalry. These guys are like great guard. You can see their statistics there: 18 melee attack with practice grounds and 30 charge. Then 3 units of Shogutai. That's the max. They're capped to 3, but these guys are absolutely deadly. They're 19 attack and 12 morale base. And if you can get them a veteran, then they're just absolutely killer. And then I have 2 units of Imperial Guard Cavalry over here. These guys are the modernistic counterparts of the Shogunate Guard Cavalry. They have really nice shooting statistics right there, and still pretty good melee stats. So they're a very nice overall unit. My general has a nice gun on him and stuff like that. So I've got a very small but hopefully a devastating shock type army.
Yeah, so since this is a fast-paced battle and it is hard to pause it with us both recording the way we are in between, let's just quickly go over the tactics. My army was basically the meat shield because if his army were to charge head on, it would get pretty shot up. So the plan was to send my white bears forward, have them fire off a volley, suck up the rounds, and then his, what are they called? Shognati? Shognati. I can't say it right.
Shogutai.
Shogatai.
Shogutai.
Shogatai.
You can just imagine Admiral Price saying that. Shogutai.
Yeah, and then he'd charge in behind that, and then I decided when we started moving forward, you know what? I'm gonna fire in one volley and then just do a mass melee charge with the white bear infantry. So
Good
it's
old
gonna
Russian
get
tactics. Yeah.
it's gonna get pretty chaotic pretty quickly. But should we go ahead and unpause this here?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, there we go.
All right, so you can see we're immediately going to start moving. We have to get to this high ground here because our plan really revolves around the melee fight. At least at the moment, where I got a melee strategy. Robin was still planning on trying to skirmish just a little bit, but we do want the high ground to get a nice downhill charge and get the terrain in the way.
Yeah.
Because on a flat ground, this won't work nearly as well, which slight bit of foreshadowing, but you guys will learn about that a little bit later.
Yes,
But
you will.
we do want to have the terrain blocking. If I zoom down here to these units, you can see how the big hill is in the way. So if our units are just on the other side of the ridge, his units will not be able to shoot at us. So they'll get at max 1 shot or 2 volleys in, and then our infantry, our shogitai and our cavalry, they'll be able to slam into his guys, do massive damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now, you can actually kind of see Yen's force. He's got white bear, black bear, white tiger force, United States Marines, Bokachi, then his 2 cavalry, and a ton of spear levy. I think 4? No, 3. But that's what's visible there.
An interesting choice by both of these players. They both brought the a Marine unit, but neither of them have 150 range, which makes them significantly less powerful. They're still very powerful, but they do not nearly carry the punch that is 150 range Marines.
Yeah. So as you can see, my army here is actually starting to set up on the top of the hill, and it's at this point that I decided to send my cavalry down closer to Hannibal's here, because we're going to end up, well, we were planning at this point on doing a massed cavalry charge, but then this is when this guy's Apollo's cavalry appeared, and you can talk about what you did there.
So basically, I was really hoping that my Shogunate Guard Cavalry could get down there and intercept them quickly enough, but in the end, I thought that they wouldn't, so I had to remount my Imperial Guard Cavalry. Keeping Spear Cavalry dismounted is a really good tactic. It's saved the cavalry fight for me many times, but these guys do not have a spear, so no bonus versus cavalry, so I did have to withdraw them away. Luckily enough, the Guard Cavalry did get in there. These guys have 30 charge bonus, so on the charge there, I just absolutely wrecked his 2 units of Yariki. You can see them both right there. Rout, my Guard Cavalry got in a nice shot there. 10 men killed, and that guy's cavalry is dead. One of them is going to come back from routing pretty quickly, but it's no big deal. I see it as it's charging into my rear, and I catch that later on. And I'm going to dismount my Imperial Guard Cavalry to capture the Archery Dojo, which will be nice for his line. You can see that's a marker of our thought strategy at this time. We still thought that Robin would still use his white bears to shoot, because after all, these guys' his melee statistics are pretty darn poor. So that's an indication of what we were thinking.
And you can see all the cavalry massing now on the right. That's mainly mine right there, but Hannibal's going to bring his over. And then also in the center, you can see that we are using our 2 155 range generals to take some shots at some of these units that are visible in the woods, since we are out of their range.
Very much so. And right here you can see the terrain is providing a nice barrier between my cavalry down here, my Imperial Guard cavalry, and his troops. So I was just testing out the ground to make sure that it would be suitable for a cav charge later on, so that his guys wouldn't get too many shots off.
Yeah, right now the only problem with a cav charge would be this Yarikachi in the way, but those are going to end up moving when the central engagement begins.
At this point, we're getting almost ready to begin the actual engagement. He's going to get a couple shots off on my Guard Cavalry. Doesn't do too much, but I'm going to withdraw them away pretty soon afterwards. Got 15 kills or so on that volley. But we're nearly ready to begin the engagement here. Actually, right there it goes.
Yep, here it goes. So you can see, due to the terrain, I had to actually move my white bears a lot closer than originally planned, and it was at this point when I realized how close I'd have to get to fire that I was like, hey, I'm just going to fire 1 volley and then charge in with you. And, that really caught the opponents off guard, plus his Shogatai. Can't say it right. Dang. But, that surprised him too, and he's actually going to move forward, so, I'm just like, okay, let's go into melee, and the white bears actually do surprisingly well. And then, as you can see, we're preparing for the mass cav charge on the right flank.
So basically, Robin's guys are going to take the first shots. Then these Shogatai, these guys have 12 morale, so they're pretty unbreakable on the charge. And they're just going to go straight in against his guys in the melee. And, of course, those really amazing melee statistics are going to pay off big time. And actually, at this point, the cavalry charge is going to begin. You can see I'm massing all of the cavalry into a blob on the far right flank to minimize the casualties from a straight-up engagement. And Robin Hood is going to take his cavalry at this point and begin his charge as well, using the terrain to block. And up and down the line, you can see our opponent's line infantry is just shattered from that really nice charge. The meat shielding really worked out well for these Shogatai, who have racked up some pretty amazing kills already. 144 kills on that unit, and 121 kills over there. You can see the cavalry going in right there.
Yep, and then you can see my white bears going in their melee charge. And one thing I did with my cavalry is I took my saber cavalry and charged them into the center with my white bears just to provide some support, because I do know that the white bears are not that good. But here you can see them beating off 2 spear units on the far left. So, you know, they were doing decently.
So we are bringing back the good old times of regular vanilla Shogun into the new Fall of the Samurai, and our men are just being beasts right now. We have pretty much destroyed nearly all of our opponents' armies. They just got a couple units holding off still up here at the top. Yen Smokies, White Tigers, even his United States Marines have lost only 5 men, but they're still wavering because of the massive amount of damage that we dealt early on. And you know, some of these units' kills are just outstanding. The Shogatai, as a testament to how good they are if you can get them into melee. 260 kills so far for that one unit of mine. 250 for the other one. Our cavalry down here below got a lot of kills. And overall, it's just a really nice exhibition of using terrain to block, and then using units to meet shield and get your melee troops in. So we were both
out well.
Yeah, I was just before the battle we were like, let's just do something funny. We don't really care if we win or lose, and it turned out that it was a crushing victory for us.
You know, and if you guys like this, please leave a comment, because I don't know about Hannibal, but I certainly am willing to do some more stuff like this. And we do have one more battle that we will be showing, but if you'd like to see us use more, I'm gonna take something from the car commercials and say a hybrid build, because, you know, it is a mix, but it's more of a random mix.
Mine wasn't as much of a mix.
Yeah, yours wasn't, but like mine,
straight up SUV.
I did use the white bears for a second, like they were intended to, but you know, the surprising thing is when you look at this battle, although we were using pretty much armies that you would not expect, you know, there is still a lot of tactics that are involved into it to make these armies successful against a superior army. And you know, if you want us to do more of these, we can show some of that and the thought processes that go into it. But here's, I don't know, did you go to the stat screen yet?
Oh no, I can go do that real quick. But yeah, it's definitely with a lot of the times when people used to cav and stuff like that, they thought that a cav spam would work if you just all your cav units and right-clicked one of the enemy units and your cavalry all just charged in. And really, that doesn't work. Our builds were kind of reminiscent of those kinds of weird builds that, you know, on an off chance might actually catch your enemy by surprise and grab a victory. But the thing that really makes them tick, actually, is the tactics and the micro and the little advantages that you need to find when you're using this kind of army. That is really what can get you the battle, because a cav spam probably won't work nowadays unless you do stuff like this.
Yeah,
I'm at the statistics screen, by the way, so
okay. So I surprisingly actually pulled off most kills here.
20 men.
Yeah, and my white bears did surprisingly well in the melee. But go ahead, Hannibal.
Just look at the amount of kills versus losses, and it's pretty much that's the way with melee builds as I've seen so far. They're extremely lucrative. If you win, you win big. If you lose, you kind of lose big. And because this map was just prime for a melee charge with the terrain in the way and stuff like that, we won big. As you can see, some of the kills on my units, on some of the kills of Robin's units right there. White Bears with 214 kills, and these guys weren't even shooting. Remember, these guys were in the melee a lot of the time.
Yeah,
really good cav usage as well. And our opponents, you know, their Marines right there for Apollo got 26 kills. United States Marines over here got 68 kills. You really do need to make more out of these units, and by pulling such a weird strategy on them, I think that we just threw them off their strategy a little bit, and they weren't able to make the most out of their units.
Yeah, but like, look at my guard cavalry unit. I don't know how yours did, but 4 losses, 113 kills in that charge up, using the terrain so that they could not fire on us. And
I,
so many people don't notice the terrain, and they complain about their men not shooting. Sometimes not first person, but zooming in is a lot more helpful than it was in previous Total Wars at the current moment.
Yeah, my Shogunate Guard Cavalry took a couple more losses, but still only 22 losses, and it got 139 kills off that. And then, of course, my Imperial Guard Cavalry got 9 losses for 134 kills. So similar statistics just by using, even though I've got the debugged camera, as many of you guys know, which allows me to zoom way, way up and see everything. Oftentimes, actually, in these kinds of battles where micro is of the essence, I still need to zoom all the way down to eye level, and I actually do go down to my soldiers' eye levels and take a look at the terrain. It slows down your overall micro for just a little bit for just a couple seconds, because you won't be able to see what's happening on the other side of the battlefield. But it is more than worth it if you can get your guys into an advantageous position and save a couple lives. You want to be good to your soldiers. Save their lives.
Don't let them die.
Or do.
Fun. Yeah, they're just animals. They're not animals. They are animated. You gotta bang the desk for emphasis, although I doubt they could hear that.
Reminds me of an episode of a TV show where some guy is banging his fists
on the nice fancy dinner. Just, oh my God! I shall have thy dog.
Anyways,
that was random. Okay.
We have actually another whole entire battle to show you guys. We should probably get on to doing that.
Yeah, are we gonna do that in this, or should we split it up?
At this point, we've talked for so long that we should probably just split it up real quick.
So expect more, people.
So come back right now.
Right now.
Or else.
That doesn't make sense. Oh well. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
Okay there, guys. If you liked that video, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and click that subscribe button for more. Also provided is a link to my Facebook and Twitter accounts so that you guys can go and check that out. And in the bottom left, we have a link to the last video in this series so that you guys can go and check that out if you haven't already. And on the right is a link to my other channel, Robin Hood FPS, which features all of my first-person shooter gameplay. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, go check out that channel, and thank you for watching.